switch to the other lane of your starting pair for the remaining 5 minutes of practice. shots. Once again, practice has now ended. Please hold off on all practice shots. We would like to thank the center staff here at Rav's Country Lanes for hosting this event. We would also like to thank our sponsors, the Youth Education Services Fund. The YES Fund is an initiative dedicated to the development of youth bowling. Our future is now, and the partnerships already created have united the bowling industry in a single cause, the betterment of youth bowling. And Sixlets, the official sponsor of the USA Bowling National Championships. For over 50 years, Sixlets have been the fun chocolatey candy brand that everybody loves. We also have a very special guest joining us again today, representing Columbia 300. Please give a round of applause for the two-time PWBA runner-up, three-time collegiate champion, and seven-time member of Team England, Verity Crowley. As a reminder, each team is only allowed one coach in the bowlers area, and the higher-seeded team will have lane choice at the beginning of each round of competition. Parents and spectators, these kids are the future, and they're showing their dedication to this sport. Let's give them a round of applause as they begin their double-elimination match play and continue their journey to represent the Northeast region. Teams, your lanes are now on for competition. Good luck and good bowling.
Megan. Right, Jay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to day 2 of the USA Bowling Northeast Regional, live on Bowl TV from Rabs Country Lanes here in Staten Island, New York. Watching U12 and U15 action. U12 as we begin match play. Game number 1 about complete. Lucky Ladies and the Rabs Pocket Rockers. The Lucky Ladies on lane 7. Rockers already with a 1-game lead. It is a best of 3 match play. Double elimination. I want to apologize early. As you can see on our split screen, we lost our scoreboard on lanes 9 and 10. So until I can get that portion fixed, I'll be giving you the score verbally, of course. Over on lane 9. The Chesapeake Bay Strikers at 154. Robin Piccolo, Nick Palmieri, Steven Sufferin, and Nick Villaro. Actually, Chesapeake on, that was Strike Force, I beg your pardon. Chesapeake Bay Strikers is the higher seed, had choice of lane after practice. So they elected to start on lane 10 and began with 188. So while we work on the scoreboard, again, appreciate everyone tuning in. If it doesn't work, then at some point when there's a brief stoppage, I might have to quickly stop the broadcast and bring it back up at some point. But I'll let you know if I have to do that. But at the moment, let's know that Chesapeake Bay Strikers lead 1-0 over Strike Force at the moment. Bill Williams Jr. here with you. If there's anyone I missed in the chat as we get some things situated here, I apologize, but looks like everyone has begun answering things as cool regular chat visitors are. Again, 7 and 8. Kenny Verity Crawley will be in the booth at some point today. She has some responsibilities here at the event while it's ongoing. It's a heck of a spare there. That was a really good spare from the Chesapeake Bay Strikers. Again, we'll run through their lineup one more time. Not sure if they made any changes. That was Nick Menendez. Oh, coached by Leo Menendez. Here is James Bennett, the two-hander. Buries the rack. Nicely done, but over on lane 10, we've got a three-bagger put up by Strike Force. Make it a four-bagger. Robert Piccolo, Nick Palomari, Steven Suffren, and Nick Villaro making up the team from Strike Force. Again, they've got a four-bagger. They do trail in the match early by one, and now crossing over there is John for Chesapeake on lane 9. I believe the Pocket Rockers were now on lane 7. They have the early one-game lead over ladies, the Lucky Ladies +1. Both teams representing Rabs Country lanes. And the rare chop 5-8. It can be done. You don't see it that much. Again, USA Bowling. Big thanks to Zach Barton, Jimmy Chanthavong, staff members on site. Of course, Gary Brown, Roger Nordick, Andrew Lowy, Brandon Cruz. Tiffany Guerrero, Amy Drescher, and if anyone else I missed in the youth department, always doing a fantastic job. All right, Strike Force coming out strong here with a couple really good shots. They certainly have got some things working. Scores are being continued to put up here. Match play certainly brings about a different level of intensity from everyone, whether it's youth, high school, collegiate, adult. There is something about match play where certainly wins and losses counted yesterday for seeding. By the way, you can check the brackets at bowl.com/USA Bowling. You can see where the team stacked up. Wins and losses, total pinfall. Again, records determined our seeding today. U12 trust the process to win 8-0, the top seed. And in U15, High Tor Lanes, the top seed. They went 8-0, followed by Wabam at 7-1. So those are the top seeds here. Chesapeake Bay Strikers, they went 5-3. They were tied with I Don't Know, but got the 4th seed based on pinfall. 141 put up by the Pocket Rockers. Shout out to Gianna Ortiz, Gianna Romo, Zachary McGinley, and Paul Cherry. That's the lineup for the Pocket Rockers. For the Lucky Ladies +1, Megan Brady, Deanna Charles, Lindsay Suffren and Kiera Lombardi. Menendez kicks the 10 out. Fist pump. And now that's a huge double, as you can't see on 9 and 10. But the score is 135 in the 7th. Chesapeake now working on the double. They've got strikes in frames 8 and 9. Strike force, meanwhile, 183 in the 9th. Their first strike in the 10th, as you just saw, was a good one. Max score 213 on lane 10. That's got a push, and he wraps a 10-pin. It's a really good shot there, but this one not over. So with that 9 count, you can shoot 204. Important shot here on lane 10, and that's a strike, and that's going to be a win. So Chesapeake will lose this match here, or lose this game, I beg your pardon. And it will be 1-1 here after 2 games. Again, if you are just joining us, you're watching the USA Bowling Northeast Regional from Rabs Country Lanes, Staten Island, New York. Neil Williams Jr. here with you. Had a bit of a early technical difficulty, actually during practice, which happens every now and again, but we lost our scoreboard on lanes 9 and 10. And so that is why you don't see it there. At some point, trying to work through it as we go through our match here, but I'll give you the old radio call on lanes 9 and 10, 213 to 202. Again, Strike Force with a big comeback. They started strong and finished strong. Started with the front 4, finished with the back 3, all 3 in the 10th for a 213 to 202 game 2 victory. So Pocket Rockers will move on in our double elimination in the winners bracket. The Lucky Ladies +1, they will fall to the contenders bracket. We've got a bit of an intermission on 9 and 10, but I think it's just score related, making sure they have everything they need down. Unless I had the game count. So it looks like there is a. All right, they had a question, so we will go to that deciding third game. All right, this is a U15 match. Making the switch. Nice shot. Boy, Chesapeake Bay. And the third and deciding game here. 5 in a row. Strike, spare 5 in a row. Here is Nate, and he keeps it going. Wow. Saw Talara Johnson come in with a big double. Seeing some action for the first time today. Nate Trittler, you just saw him strike. His favorite bowler is E.J. Tackett. You saw James Bennett earlier. John Banfield also on the squad, again along with Talara Johnson. Here is James Bennett. And Bennett striking in the 9th frame. Unfortunately for Strike Force, who bowled great to send this one to a deciding game 3. Boy, sometimes you get beat. And Chesapeake Bay Strikers not playing around here in the deciding game 3 of their first round matchup. Again, Verity Crawley will be in the booth. Hope to have USBC President Frank Wilkinson, who is the proprietor here at Ravs Country Lanes. They will join us, or he will join us as well. I tell you, Strike Force, they struggled a little bit this game, but they bowled great throughout this match. Just a lot of strikes from Chesapeake Bay, trying to finish it out, and the 7-pin goes for Nick. Sure to share, folks, on your social media channels. The thumbs up so we can get the USA Bowling Northeast Regional up the ladder here on YouTube today on Bowl TV. Subscribe if you haven't. Just past 11:30 Eastern time. Good shot to end things. 159 looks like he may have fouled. Beg your pardon. All right, final shot for Nick Menendez. Very good game. 279 for the Chesapeake Bay Strikers. Pretty impressive bowling. So they win their first matchup. 2-1 over the Country Pro Shop Strike Force. Ray Larson, the coach here. Coach for that squad, runs the Pro Shop. All right, so round 2 is coming up in just a second. If you see the stream go down, this is very important. If you see the stream go down, do not be alarmed. I will have done it intentionally to try to get our scoreboard situation rectified. If that does happen, I'll be back just as quickly as I can. But for right now, we await the lane change and to get things started in round number 2. So don't go anywhere. You're watching USA Bowling, the Northeast Regional. You're watching it live on Bowl TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are into round 2. U15 on the right, U12 on the left. Good shot. Oh, that was very nicely done there. That was Mel's All-Stars. William Cohen Camp. Again, if you're just joining us, we're watching obviously a 2-shot, but having some scoreboard difficulties over on 9 and 10, just from the camera perspective. The anchor player, Joseph Mornieri. Apologize if that is mispronounced. That was a big shot. And those All-Stars going to get themselves a early 1-game victory. They'll lead 1-0. Again, match play continuing. They're taking on strikes and spares. And on 9 and 10. All right, lane 9 for Nutcases, taking on Terminators. For Nutcases with 3 in a row. This is Jacob taking care of business for the Terminators. That's a big spare. They can get to 191. This shot here will get Terminators a victory. All right, 184 to 188. As the 4 Nutcases, they finished first, or excuse me, second. They finished last in that particular game. Again, had an opportunity, needed one more in the 10th to grab victory, so they trail now 1-0. A lineup change over on our U12 match. As William Cohen Camp for Mel's All-Stars, now the anchor player. Well, here is William. Ashley Eisenstein led off. A 9 spare, now 7 pin there for William. And again, Joseph along with Brianna Messer on the squad for Mel's All-Stars, strikes and spares. They feature Jeremy Vasquez, Gavin Braun, Devin LeCue, and Frank Lombardi. For strikes and spares. Here is Frank. Talked to his parents yesterday. Wanted to know how to watch and where to watch. course, you can watch live as you are watching on Bowl TV. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Guess it's a good day for all of the chat room specialties. USA Bowling is only U12 and U15 at the moment. Those are the only age divisions. Again, the 4 nutcases and Terminators on 9 and 10 on U15. Again, apologize for the lack of scoreboard there, but I had some difficulties this morning. A couple open frames here for the Terminators. Now Logan Chappelle will try to get a mark on the board, and he does. Best mark you can get. Logan bowling in frame 4. Had a bit of a lineup change. Christina Colomb was bowling 3rd, or remained in that 3rd spot, excuse me. Mary Beth moves into that 5th position. She bowls frames 1, 5, and 9. And their anchor player will be, and has been, Jacob Lanonga. And a 7-pin there for Mary Beth. Over for Strike Force. Or excuse me, the Terminators, I beg your pardon. Or the 4 Terminators. It's been Sean Brady, Billy Finnan, and Frank Copy, and Alex Santos. Some form or fashion. That's got a hook. It's going to hook a lot. And that's a good break there. Just leads to 7-pin. Jacob. I still watched him yesterday and during qualifying, not afraid to get right and play right. Logan was unsure about that one, but happy to have received a break. Mary Beth. Brackets are starting to wind on down. Nearly made it, did Jacob, in a low-scoring contest, 150 to 131. The four Nutcases get a victory, and they will move on. So nicely done there for the four Nutcases, high-scoring, relatively. 188 to 184 was the game one match. And now 150 to 131, but a win is a win, as they say. A quick look at our final over on the U12 side, 171 to 111. Mel's All-Stars able to take care of business. So a good time here to take a look at the brackets. I'll give you a quick update on that momentarily. Certainly give a shout out to Jacob and the squad. Logan, Christian, and Mary Beth. Again, just saw the four Nutcases get the job done. So they look to be moving on, of course, and we need to check their updated status in regards to the winner's bracket. Brackets are behind me, but not facing me, so I'll take a quick look and get back to some questions. So appreciate everyone tuning in. USA Bowling Northeast Regional rolls on here on Bowl TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here's what we have. Contenders bracket match here, actually on 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. As Ravs Country Lanes represented on 3 lanes. Actually, our 2 U12 teams currently, and on lane 9. High Tour Lanes and Strike Force on 9 and 10. High Tour Lanes so far clean. Double, 9 spare, then a 3-bagger. And they're looking at 9 spare, 9 spare. Nicely done there from Strike Force. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first special guest of the day. This gentleman is relatively important across the landscape of the United States Bowling Congress, the president and proprietor, president of USBC and Ravs Country Lanes. Mr. Frank Wilkinson, sir, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good afternoon, Emil.
Appreciate you hopping on. So you have several teams actually bowling right now.
We do. We have our superstar coaches out here. Ray, Naz, Joe, Melissa, Nicole, having a good time. These kids spent some time in the lanes. They bowl within all of our programs, and they were just excited to bowl and be a part of something that they're not usually doing. So this was a great opportunity for them to bowl with some make new friends and bowl with some new kids. We're excited because we get to see them in this atmosphere, and it gets them ready for the tournament season that's upon us. Absolutely.
The USA Bowling presents a lot of opportunities, teamwork, building camaraderie, working together, and things that you just mentioned. Sometimes even as simple as making new friends.
Yeah, lifelong friends.
Yeah, absolutely. That certainly can go understated, especially if you're a bowler. You generally will have lifelong friends in this industry. 236 for High Tour Lanes after the foul spare in the 10th. Strike Force will shoot 204. That's a contenders bracket match, so the winner will move on. The loser of the match, unfortunately, the one from the tournament. So Frank, what else is going on in your world? I know you've got multiple worlds and a lot of things to juggle. Obviously, the proprietor here at the Bowling Center, and of course, the president of the United States Bowling Congress.
It never ends. We're always on the go, but things are really good. Things are great here at the Bowl. It's winter time. I think it's evident from the weather this weekend. So we're just shaping up for the holiday season and the new year, and trying to stay put for a little while before heading back out and heading to see some folks and some meetings. But things are good. Things are really good. I get excited to be home for a while and do the job here that takes care of our families and those here at the lanes. So I'm really fortunate. We've got a great team here, and they really take care of everything while I'm not here. So fortunately, travel schedule is pretty easy, but things are good. you won't hear complaining from me. Some great things happening at USBC, especially here on the youth side through our partnership with BPAA, and it's evident through watching these programs here, and I'm just excited to watch these kids, whoever wins, head over to Dallas for the national championship this year.
That's correct, very important. We get one U12 spot, one U15 spot. We'll go to the USA Bowling National Championships and represent the Northeast region.
Selfishly, I'd like to watch my own kids make it, but we've got some great competition here. So no matter who wins from here is going to represent the region and the center as well.
All right, High Toward Lanes, they got the early victory, and Alfred running again with an early double. And Strike Force will look to counter. Pocket Rockers and the Lucky Ladies. Pocket Rockers have moved on to lane 8. And they are leading 1-0. Good shot there. Obviously, USA Bowling was not around when I was a kid, when you were as well, but if it were, could you imagine yourself participating in such a great program like this and really benefiting from the things that you named earlier?
Oh, without a doubt. We try to take advantage of every opportunity when we were bowling. I think we were bowling, we bowl league Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday mornings, into tournaments on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and back on Sunday, and then in high school bowling season, you're bowling every day, which is great. But we would have absolutely loved this. So it's nice to see that we can provide these opportunities and then see these kids grow through it. I think I'm more excited now watching it and watching the kids grow through the programming than anything. So would have loved to participate, sure, but it's nice to see that we've got programs available that these kids can take advantage of, and our kids love it. So our USA Bowling, we've restructured all of our programs, and our USA Bowling program is during the week, and we start seeing these kids continuously bowl on a regular basis, and it's great. It's great to see, and we just have to do a great job at making sure we're providing those opportunities for them. Forget about the sport aspect. It's more the social and recreation piece that's more important, getting them excited, wanting to come back, and then participating in these events.
Very underrated, I think, as well, in regards to when we think about the sport in general, and certainly it is a sport, of course, but at this level, sometimes there are other things that to incorporate that sometimes just go unnoticed. There's little things, making friends, learning how to communicate with someone you don't know.
Yeah, if they're not having a good time, they're not going to want to come back. Sure. So you got to start there, and if the coach has to be is the friendly face that makes it happen every week. I'm watching some of these kids today, and for some of them, this is their first tournament, which is great. They came back today, which means they had some fun yesterday. Whether they win or lose, these girls in front of us working with Nick, I think they're the youngest ones here, and they're just excited to be here. They had some cards dealt to them. Their Shia bowler, who got sick, who had something going on, and they're making their way through. So I'm happy for them, and we'll work on keeping them alive. But I think they're ready to roll on next events. They're ready.
Yeah, very important in regards to how about that first tournament? I don't remember my first tournament, but I probably will remember if it was USA Bowling because this is just a really different program, and it's very unique in that sense.
We don't have the opportunity to bowl Baker, let alone in a format like this on a regular basis. They're used to coming down and bowling 3 games as a team, mostly teams of 4, and whether it's 2 or 3 games a week. So now this is a whole different animal for them. They see the format, and they're bowling more like a team. After the first time we hosted this event and ran our first program several years ago, the kids were so excited they couldn't wait to come down and practice. And in practice, they were bowling Baker, and that's just what they were doing, and they still do it. That same team went on to win this event 2 years ago, bowled in the national finals, the first one, and they just 2-3 years later, they're still bowling Baker in practice when they come in, so it's pretty cool.
Well, they're already prepared for high school. college because Baker is essentially standard across the youth levels of bowling now.
Well, yeah, I think it teaches them more to bowl as a team and not just looking at their individual scores, which they're so used to. If the racks were a little slower, he would have had it.
Well, I mean, you're the proprietor, so you got to keep things in spec. I understand. Joined by Frank Wilkinson, USBC president and proprietor here at Rabs Country Lanes. The name behind the bowling center. Give us the story on why it's named that.
So Rab was my father, my late father. There was a nickname given to him in high school. I tell you, there's a ton of stories. I don't know if I believe any of them. But he ran like a rabbit in the baseball diamond, and that's where it started. I saved some of the other funny ones for later, but he played basketball, and they just started calling him Rabbit, and kind of shortened it, and he never liked his name, so it worked. So that's Rabs Country Lanes. We got here in 1995, took over the lease opportunity. He was managing a center down the road. This opportunity opened and started working here, and this was Country Lanes. If you look around the country, there's a lot of country lanes. Which we're here in New York City doesn't fit, but we're proud of it. It's who we are, makeup of our community. So people know the name, they know what we do, and it means a lot to our brand and our community.
It's certainly very distinct. I was taking a look at it last night, and the couple marquees, and I said, I've got to make sure I ask Frank why it's called Rabs. It must be a reason, of course, and maybe it's not, but that's a great reason.
He started as a pin boy in his teenage years with my uncle, make a living for his family, and loved the game ever since. Started bowling, dabbled in professional a little bit, and then was in the pro shop business for a long time, and finally got into the bowling center side, which is where he always wanted to be. And this became his pride and joy. So we're happy to keep it going, and our family works very hard to make that happen.
Lanes 9 and 10 are complete. High Tour defeated Strike Force 2 games to 0. So High Tour will continue on in the contenders bracket. And we're watching right now U12 action. A couple teams right here at Rabs Country Lanes. Pocket Rockers and the Lucky Ladies +1. Lucky Ladies on lane 7. Again, getting an opportunity, both teams, as Frank mentioned, to experience tournament play, get them a nice, good sample size of how cool it is to bowl, to be coached, and to bowl with your friends. You said this gentleman's name was Nick?
Is Nick? Yep. Superstar Coach Nick.
He's doing a fantastic job.
Nick's part of our volunteer coaching staff. So we have a junior coaches program that's run by Nazareth, a GM, and a youth director coordinator, Terry. We've got about 50, 60 volunteer coaches. The majority of them are high school bowlers. Some adults and seniors helping their part of that, and it's one of the best things that we started. It gives them the opportunity to earn some community service credits, give back to the sport. That certainly helped them along the way, and they love every bit of it. So when they have the opportunities to be part of these events, they get excited. So they start building their teams and taking advantage of every step of the way. But they build a relationship with the kids, and that's what makes the kids want to come back. And Nick's a big part. Nick's a big part of that.
The key word there, volunteer. How important, of course, and you see it all the time, not only here at your center, but across the country with USBC, the volunteer aspect of the bowling industry.
Our volunteer network is one of the biggest assets we have in our sport, our organization. They're the backbone of who we are, and I'll tell you, I started in the volunteer ranks as a youth bowler, and you keep doing it. There's these folks that come back, they have passion for what we do, and it's great because it makes our jobs in the bowling center easier, and they help run our associations. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have what we have today. So we're fortunate. We have a great volunteer base, as do many associations around the country and bowling centers. But we rely a lot on we heavily rely on our volunteers. Sometimes I wonder why they come back for more, but we're very lucky.
All right, we've got a small break. The next round will start here. Looks like they're going to do a little ball raffle, of course. Verity Crawley here on hand on behalf of Columbia 300. So a couple ball raffles. We'll switch lanes, and we'll be back in a moment. Frank, I appreciate you joining me. You know, the door is always open for you.
Thanks, anytime.
That is Frank Wilkinson, USBC president and proprietor here at Rabs Country Lanes. We'll take a small break. Back with the next round momentarily. You're watching the USA Bowling Northeast Regional from Rabs Country Lanes in Staten Island, New York on Bowl TV.
Billy Finnan. Billy Finnan won our U15 ball. Congratulations to both of those bowlers. Teams, you are now on for competition in round 4. Please begin your competition once you are down there and ready to go.
They didn't pick my number. No, but he picked our kids. Parker and the boys, they're watching over in the Malaysia at 1:30 in the morning.
How about that? Just got some cool knowledge. You probably heard it. A big thank you and a shout out to the Bone family, Parker, Brandon, Justin, and everyone watching from Malaysia at 1:30 a.m. That's impressive. Love the dedication. I appreciate you tuning in. Good shot. This is lane 7 and 8. For semifinal match, the winner will move on to the championship match in U12, and they will await the winner of the next contenders match. Mel's All-Stars and Trust the Process. Trust the Process on the lane 7. And Micah Voorhees takes care of business on the 7th pin. Here is Ashley Weisenstein in the 3rd frame. Just heard from USBC President Frank Wilkinson, also the proprietor here at Rabs Country Lanes. Good shot there from Ashley. Ashley, 10 years old. Favorite bowler is Danielle McEwen. And a ring 10 for Daniel.
You're only going to see them on the approach hitting, right? Coming over. Don't pick it up yet.
Yeah, you don't like seeing
Scores.
I think this is what he has live right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If that's what he has live, then we don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
That'll be the best you can do.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Is the right the live side right now, or is the left on this?
Oh, this is my live.
Okay.
At some point, we'll try to give you a little bit of 11 and 12. A very important contenders match. Joseph, the two-handed backup bowler. And he is pretty darn solid there with what he can do. Be interesting to see how he continues to develop, if he will continue from the backup standpoint. Don't see that much. Nice job there from Tommy. Again, trust the process. They've been pretty good all throughout. Sydney Bone, Micah, Daniel Robertson, and Tommy Sanfilippo, Jake Diaz, and Joseph Dominguez. And here is Micah now in the 6th frame. Two-handed throw, very smooth off his hand. Will he get some love? No. On the 10-pin, meanwhile, William. And he can get the 10-pin to go. Some quality shot making here so far on lane 7 and 8. Apologize for the noise there. So I'll give you a quick peek over at 11 and 12, where a U15 contenders match is happening. It's High Tour Lanes against Wabam. Again, you can check just the standings from yesterday, updated on bowl.com/USA Bowling. I'll take a peek in 1 second. And Joseph. I feel your pain, Joseph. I bowled league earlier this week. And ring 10, wrap 10 was all I did all night. Same thing happening on lane 8 as well. Brianna Mester also leaving a 10 pin. Yeah, pretty solid match here. Again, USA Bowling, I get really excited. First of all, the Baker format presents a different level of excitement. Stay on the lane. It does. Nice shot there from Brianna Mester. But the kids know what's at stake. This is a winner's bracket match. The winner will move on to the championship for a chance to compete at the USA Bowling National Championships. Joseph. He knew it was going to be tough. But that's a good break. He'll take that 10 pin. Tommy, right down Main Street. Bang. Nicely done from Tommy. They can get to 202 and trust the process. A tough open there for in the 9th. So it'll be up to William Cohenkamp, age 11. Favorite bowler is Pete Weber. William. And the old 3, 9, 10 split. And Micah in the 10th frame. Solid, solid, bang. That's a clutch double, and that's a victory. Game number 1 for Trust the Process. Take a quick peek over at lanes 11 and 12, where we have certainly got a barn burner. This is Nick Morano. You'll see his ball going down the lane. High Tour Lanes finishes with the back 6 for 238, and it will not be enough as Wabam getting the job done. Chris in the anchor position. The lefty, and if, of course, Parker and Brandon watching, they know a little bit about that. 245 to 238, and that's what you call very solid bowling. And that is a contenders match, folks, so the winner, unfortunately, will be eliminated from the event. Or excuse me, the loser, I beg your pardon. The winner will move on. They'll have one more match to try to earn themselves a spot in the USA Bowling National Championships. Meanwhile, back to 7 and 8, 197 to 161. Trust the process with the early advantage, 1 game to 0. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you can, go ahead and give this one a thumbs up. U12 and U15 match play, of course, the championship finals to follow. My man Anthony, he's got some TV experience down on lane 12 a couple years ago in the Junior Gold Finals. So we have not started yet here. Let's go over to 11 and 12 while we await 7 and 8. Youth bowling at this point, and I'm not that old, although I'm getting up there. And I just don't recall the talent levels being that good. I mean, everyone here and across youth bowling is so good so early. Really a testament, obviously, to coaches across the country. take a look at the Wabam lineup. There you see Jimmy Chanthafong doing a lot of great work for Youth Bowling Social. Speaking of that, be sure you're following all of the Youth Bowling Social channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Wabam features Chris Riordan, whose favorite bowler is Parker Bone III. Alyssa Wana, whose favorite bowler also is Parker Bone III. Danny Bilali. Maya Avalez, whose birthday is on Monday, December 11th. So that is tomorrow. Happy birthday, happy early birthday, Maya. And Anthony Mastriani, the aforementioned Anthony. And here he is. Right lane. Walks it out and likes it. Apologize for the no scoreboard if you just joined us. Had a scoreboard technical difficulty earlier today, so it would have required a restart. And when you start live streaming, that's the last thing you want to do in certain cases. So we're making do. Appreciate you hanging with me. Chris Riordan still getting the job done. And it's an early lead for Wabam. They are going to finish ahead of our U12 matchup here on 7 and 8. So we'll keep it here for just a few more seconds. Morano, big double. And the first sign of trouble for Wabam. I believe that was Maya. And on the other side, Hightour with a much needed strike. I believe that is Isabella Palomaro. If not, I apologize. That was a Greek church left. So your score currently, Wabam 149 after the open in the 7th frame. Hightour Lanes working on a 3-bagger, 88 in the 4th. That's going to cross over and leaves the 6-10. Micah striking on lane 8 into it. Again, we'll head back there momentarily. Mastriani, that's a big double. 10-pin coming up. All right, 10th frame here for Morano. Can get to 235. Needs a maul. He gets the first. Meanwhile, in the 10th frame, Chris has left what looks like a 7-pin. He makes the spare. That'll put 196 on the board in the 9th. And obviously a strike would shut out Hightour Lanes. But first, the 7-pin must be made, and then Nick Morano must put a little pressure if he can double in the 10th. All right, Jordan makes the spare. Morano, very important shot to stay alive. Get some love. All right, here it is. Oh, excuse me. Riordan missed the spare. From my vantage point, I just saw the ball clip the pin. But his first indication looked like he may have missed it, and my guess is it went in the gutter prior to. And so Hightower Lanes is still alive in this one. So we'll go into a game 3. All right, let's take a look at 7 and 8. Now we're back on 7 and 8. Trust the process on lane 8. Mel's All-Stars on lane 7. I'm not sure if any of these young bowlers on this squad are Philadelphia 76ers fans, but that has been the motto. Big shot there from Joseph of Mel's All-Stars. Trust the process has been the motto for a lot of 76ers fans for quite some time. Well, I tell you, they've been trusting the process throughout, and just a game away, actually a few frames away at this point from clinching a spot in the championship match. Again, going to the deciding game 3 over on 11 and 12. It's gotten considerably quiet here in the building. The crowds are continuing to build as well behind right here 7 and 8, and also on 11 and 12 as the spare is made. Robert, yes, as Chrissy just stated. Hello to all who continue to hop in. Nick bowling for Hightower and Victoria. I forgot the name of their team, but they are on separate teams. Danielle's coaching Hightower Lanes. All right, 102 in the 7th. For Mel's All-Stars, Micah knew he missed it when he let it go. That's always the sign of a bowler right there. You know it off your hand, generally. And even at Micah's age, he has clearly done enough bowling, and he throws it so well. He knows when it's good and when it's not. That one was pretty good, and he gets some love on the 4-pin. The excitement level. So awesome. Nice shot there from Daniel Robertson. Brianna Mester. All right, she's out of trouble there. Jess leaves the 6. Brianna, age 12. Favorite bowler is E.J. Tackett. Favorite school subject, reading. High game is 241. And she started bowling at age 8. Dominguez, that's got to hook a lot. And it does. How about that? Excuse me, Joseph. I won't say that one's got to hook a lot anymore. In fact, I'm going to ask you later, how can I get my ball to hook like that? That's a big double for Trust the Process. Mel's All-Star Lanes, they need this one to stay alive. San Filippo, that's got to get up. And he leaves. 2-8. There is Ashley Eisenstein. Gets the 5 to fall. Big shot in the 9th. And she able to set up Joseph here, who has been moved, I believe, to the anchor position. Joseph, of course, two-handed backup bowler. His favorite bowler, you probably could guess, Jason Belmonte. Boy, today is the day for the randomness in the chat room. Open frame there for Trust the Process. They can shoot 177. It is Mills to win. Joseph, can he do it? And he leaves the split there. 3, 6, 7. Micah liked it. Love the reaction. Joseph's going to give this one a run, and he will take the count. And a 150 for Mel's All-Stars, but this was a winner's bracket match. I am pretty sure of that. All right, so Micah and the crew there will head on to the finals, and now we'll take a look at 11 and 12. The score here, again, we're tied at 1 game apiece. A strike in the 8th from High Tor. Their max right now 221. And Alyssa Wannen left the 10 pin in the 8th frame. High flush in the 9th, great setup there, so let's see what happens with Bam. All right, spare made in the 8th. They can get to 213. Nicholas Morano. Ball is in his court. First one is good. Trying to stave off elimination. Anthony Mastriani stepping up in the 9th for Wabam. High flush. All right, 213 still on the board. This one for the win. Verano. Nicely done for Nick. He will need just a few pins. Unfortunately for Team Wabam, their run here at the Northeast Regional will come to an end. Great bowling. High Tor Lanes will continue on. 221 to 193, the final score. Again, congrats on a great tournament to Chris Riordan, Alyssa Wannen, Danny Bilali, Maya Avalas. Happy early birthday, Maya. Pretty cool for Maya. Again, birthday tomorrow. Got to meet her favorite bowler, Danielle McEwen, of course. She almost cried yesterday, she said. Shot her first 300 over the summer. Second young lady to shoot 300 on Staten Island. So, and of course, Anthony Mastriani. But High Tor Lanes will move on. So we will continue with the event momentarily. Lanes being, bowlers moving. The winner's bracket match in U15 is still ongoing, but it is about 4 pair away from us. So we'll try to get some things set up. That's a pretty good match, though. I see a lot of X's on the scoreboard from here. So hang tight, folks. Appreciate you tuning in and getting through some of our brief difficulties throughout the day. from the scoreboard perspective. Good news is High Tour Lanes, they will be on 9 and 10, and we'll find out who their opponent will be momentarily. The next U12 match will take place on 5 and 6, and we'll try to get you a little bonus coverage of that as well. Back in a moment, folks. Appreciate you tuning in. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Stay tuned. More USA Bowling from the Northeast Regional is on the way, and it is next. Stay tuned and stay locked on Bowl TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back with you here. 9 and 10, our U15 contenders match. Congrats to Chesapeake Bay Strikers. They have clinched a spot in the championship round in U15. So they will have to be defeated twice if they are to lose. But they will face the winner of this match on 9 and 10. Able to get some scores for you, at least for this one. In our championship match, we will be without on 9 and 10. We will have it for our U12 at 7 and 8. But for now, this is High Tour Lanes, and I don't know. Interesting and a pretty cool family dynamic here within the two teams, of course. Danielle McEwen has been referenced in the chat room. Brother and sister on opposite teams. She's coaching the squad with her brother on it. Victoria is on the I Don't Know squad. And Victoria bowling with Tommy Burns, Andrew Klein, Donovan Klein, Kelton Blue, and Natalie Kent. Natalie, the daughter of Doug and Chrissy Kent. Doug is here. At least I saw him yesterday. I'm pretty sure he stood there. He is. As soon as I turn around, he is here. And I thought he would be. Leslie Bone here as well. In fact, she alerted us that the rest of the family, Parker and the boys, also watching in Malaysia. High scoring match as we would expect. Danielle, of course, giving back. Verity Crawley is a special guest. Appearing on behalf of Columbia 300. She has been here throughout the weekend, taking pictures, signing autographs, had a Q&A session. She joined us in the booth today, and I believe we'll have her in the booth for our championship finals as well. So this game one, that was a big shot in the 10th. That was Tommy Burns. Here is Morano. One in the 10th already, make it two. And now High Tour in the 230s. The lineup went Andrew Klein, Tommy Burns, Natalie Kent, and Morano. Solid 2:03 to start. This is best of 3 in the format. Per match, again, this is a contenders bracket match, so the winner will move on to the title match to face the Chesapeake Bay Strikers. 237. A score for High Tour Lanes. 4-player Baker format here for USA Bowling. 16 regional sites across the country. 2 teams each, one in U12 and one in U15 advance from each regional. And those make up our 32 teams that will compete the USA Bowling National Championships presented by Sixlet's Chocolatey Candies. That will take place in July in Dallas in the DFW. Right along with the Junior Gold Championships. All right, so I Don't Know, not wasted any time. They've got to win 2 to get to the title match. And High Tour able to match. Shot there from Dylan Mollison. Tommy Burns now with a quick double. Can Morano answer? He can. I was talking to this is Morano. And we always talk about, as you see, Natalie Kent make it 3 in a row for I don't know. And Nick's height, of course, growing by the minute, but he's just 15. Good shot from Isabella Palomaro. Victoria Morano to make it 4 in a row. She leaves a 2-pin. This is youth bowling at its finest here. You see him at USA Bowling. The high school level, of course, you'll see him at junior goal. And then for many, and I'm sure for all, it could be a goal. But for many, you'll see them at the collegiate level as well. And then certainly if they elect to pursue the professional ranks. The great news is the opportunity presents itself, both men and women, with the Professional Bowlers Association and, of course, the Professional Women's Bowling Association. Apologize for the spam in the chat room today. Let's spare. That's not an easy one. Tommy, yes. Must-win situation here for I don't know. Now back to Dylan here, 5th frame. 3 bowlers and 4-player Baker bowl 3 frames, or excuse me, 2 bowlers bowl 3 frames. Dylan bowling 159, Nick bowling 2610. Same on the other side. Andrew Klein bowling 159. Here's Natalie Kent, gets the 10-pin to fall. And Tommy Burns bowling 2610. In this case, Natalie bowling 3 and 7. Victoria bowling 4 and 8. All right, good fundamentals there. Nothing but the pin right there in that 10-pin attempt. 10 back for Victoria Morano. And now her brother will try to answer for high tour lanes. This is pretty cool to watch. Didn't like it. Get some help. It holds. And that's a break for high tour. I don't know. Quickly back on it. And a 4-pin. That stops a string of 4 in a row. Appreciate you tuning in, folks. As the 10-pin goes for Alyssa, and she is ecstatic about that, and I don't blame her. Or excuse me, Isabella, I beg your pardon. Favorite school subject is math for Isabella. High game of 290. 10th frame for I don't know coming up, but will be a much needed 3-bagger for high tour lanes, and they get it. That's a nice shot. Much needed shot there from Ty Cara. I don't know can get to 258. High tour can get to 254. And no longer the case now. So we'll be looking at a game 3 for a chance to go to the Northeast Regional Championship Finals in the U15 division. Good shot there from Tommy, but Spirit will give them 248. I see the viewer count going up. I appreciate that. We appreciate it. And hit thumbs up, share. And be sure to go back and watch the archives as well. Second day of competition yesterday, 8 games of round robin, qualifying. Verity Crawley joined me for about the back half of the day yesterday, answered some questions from the chat. Today, Frank Wilkinson, USBC president, joined me, also the proprietor here at Rab's Country Lanes. I'd like to thank our on-site youth staff, IBC Youth, Zach Barton, tournament manager and director, and Jimmy Chandafong, doing some great work for the social channels at youth_bowling. So game 3 coming up over on 5 and 6. Mel's All-Star Lanes and I'll tell you momentarily. I believe Mel's All-Star Lanes have clinched a spot in the U12 championship. Right now, third and deciding game for title spots. A finals berth between I Don't Know on lane 9 and High Tour Lanes on lane 10. Here is Natalie Kent. Favorite bowler is Shannon O'Keefe. Get some help. High game of 264. Isabella for High Tour Lanes. Answering back. Here is Victoria Morano. That looks pretty good. And the 10-pin goes. Big fist pump. Andrew, that's got a push. Leaves it 3-6-10. Andrew Klein likes E.J. Tackett. Dylan, his favorite bowler, Daniel McEwen. And, wow, almost a fast 8, but just the 4-pin stands. Now 5 frames until our championship. Both teams clean through 5. The early advantage to I don't know by 8 pins. The anchor players. Tommy did not like that. But he didn't celebrate too much because he didn't like it. And so he comes back and calms himself down. Morano answers. On to the 7th we go. In a very tight and serious battle here for a spot in the finals. Natalie Kent, that's got to push it a little bit. High flush. And Natalie gets the job done here in this 3rd and final game. She puts up 2 strikes on the board. 4 and the 7 go late for Isabella. Got down and was able to get the pins to fall. How about Victoria Morano? That's in a little bit and rings the 10. It was in just enough. Kind of skidded in the oil there. Very good shot. And now that gives an opportunity for high toward lanes. Can they capitalize? All right, nearly trouble. But the 5 goes. 10 pin is taken care of by Victoria. Again, the winner of this match will take on the Chesapeake Bay Strikers in the championship final of the U15 division. Klein in the 9th frame. Needs it, likes it, walks it off. 7 pin attempt. That's got a hook, and it takes care of the job. All right, good job there by Ty. Max score 246 for I don't know. Max score right now 238 for high toward lanes. It'll be Tommy to go first. First shot in the 10th. A double can shut out high toward. Gets some love and he walks it off. How about that? Still needs one more. And now Dylan in the 9th trying to give Nick Morano an opportunity in the 10th. Crosses over. No love on the 6th. All right, Klein to move on. That's inside. It holds. Excuse me, not Tommy Klein, I beg your pardon, Tommy Burns. And that'll do it, folks. Very good run there for high toward lanes, but I don't know. We'll move on to the championship match. They'll have to beat Chesapeake Bay twice if they are to move on. 245 in the match clincher. Great bowling to high toward lanes. Should not be ashamed one bit. They've bowled very well. Had an early loss this morning and have battled throughout. A lot of great shots thrown. But it is the team of I don't know moving on. So the championship matches be set. We'll update the bracket. Nice pickup there for Nick. .211, the final score for high toward lanes. Good sportsmanship. Teams will shake hands and we'll get ready for our championship finals momentarily. Back in a moment. 7 and 8, 9 and 10. You're watching Bowl TV.
We've seen some great bowling today. Let's give it up for all of our competitors in today's tournament. Now we move forward into our championship matches in our U12 Northeast Regional Tournament match. To see who will compete at the USA Bowling National Championship on lanes 7 and 8, we have hashtag Trust the Process and Mel's All-Stars. And in our U15 championship match on lanes 9 and 10, the Chesapeake Bay Strikers and Team I Don't Know. Teams, you'll receive 10 minutes of practice. The first 5 minutes will be on your assigned lane, and the second 5 minutes on the other lane of your starting pair. At the conclusion of practice, the higher seeded team will select starting lane. Teams, your lanes are on for your 10 minutes of practice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for the championship finals. The U12 and U15 divisions. Emil Williams Jr. And for the first time today, joined by PWBA standout, former collegiate national champion at Weber International, Verity Crawley.
Hi, everyone.
As you mentioned yesterday, if you joined us, and I have mentioned it a little bit earlier, Verity, of course, here on behalf of Columbia 300, supporting USA Bowling, taking in the event, talking with the athletes, taking pictures, signing a few autographs, had a great Q&A session yesterday as well. Now it is time to send two teams to a national tournament. Verity had some high-level competition today. What'd you see out there?
Definitely, it's been exciting. Quite a few of the matches have come down to the last game and the last frame at that. So it's been cool. There's been a lot of strikes out there.
Yes, there have been a lot of strikes in both divisions too, and so it's just not, sometimes you see a lot of high scores from older kids, for example, but U12 can get the job done as well, and I'm expecting the same here in our match in 7 and 8. It'll be trust the process. They are the undefeated team, so they will have to lose twice in the double elimination format. They will take on Mel's All-Stars, who have been doing the job. Every time they need a strike, they need a game to win, they come through. And they'll see if they can get 2 wins and move on to the national tournament in July in Dallas. And over on 9 and 10, we will have the Chesapeake Bay Strikers. They are the undefeated squad there. You just saw I Don't Know claim a spot by defeating High Tor Lanes in this championship final. So again, I Don't Know versus the Chesapeake Bay Strikers. Again, Chesapeake will need to lose twice. They'll need to lose 2 matches if they are to lose that opportunity to move on to the national tournament. Best 2 out of 3 per match. So the first, of course, to win 2 games will win. If you have been joining us throughout, we go to our split screen. Unfortunately, early this morning, we lost our scoreboard cameras on 9 and 10, so we will verbally give you the score for the U15 matches. All right, Trust the Process will kick things off. You heard some of the chants. And Trust the Process have been on it every single shot, no matter who is up. And they start with a strike. That is Tommy Sanfilippo. And on 9 and 10, Andrew Klein starting the striking duties. There's our guy Joseph giving it a run. On the first open frame, Chesapeake Bay starts with a strike as well. Verity, I know as we talked a little bit about the talent levels of these bowlers, but it's pretty impressive to see the varying styles, but then to see, of course, they haven't mastered what they will be yet, but they've got a great foundation and base just everywhere you look.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see how good some of them are already at such a young age. And you think about, they're in the under 12 division or the under 15 division, and obviously most of the ones in the under 15 division, they're not 15, they're younger than that, but they have so much potential, so many years to grow and keep working on their game.
It's Natalie Kent. So I don't know, perfect through 3. So Lara Johnson, she leaves a 7-pin over lane 10. First non-strike in that match. Rihanna Mester puts the first strike on the board for Mel's All-Stars. U15 bowls pretty quick. Well, they don't waste any time. If you have any questions for Verity while we're at it in the chat room, be sure to drop those in. We'd love to hear from you. Had some great questions yesterday when she joined us. As Morano takes care of the spare on lane 9. Spare made for Trust the Process on lane 7 as well. There's William Cohenkamp. Just a little bit outside, you can see as the players come back, they're talking to themselves and figure out what they did wrong there on certain shots.
Yeah, deciding what they're going to do for their next shot. William was the winner of our EBI bowling ball raffle
How about
today.
that?
Yeah.
Again, this is best 2 out of 3 here. Best of 3. The driver's seat feature Trust the Process on lane 7 and I Don't Know on lane 9. Or excuse me, Chesapeake Bay on lane 10. Those two teams are undefeated at this point in the tournament. And so again, must lose twice to lose the title. Tommy is very direct, like style. Hasn't covered too many boards, but he has kept it in play and generally leaves himself something makeable. There's another Tommy. That's Tommy Burns.
He doesn't quite keep it as close to the pocket.
He does not, but his rev rate says he can cover a few boards.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Micah. Wow. 7-pin was not kind there.
I love his energy, though.
He's been awesome all
Infectious.
day. Here's Ashley. And a 2-4-5. So Mel's All-Stars looking for a mark here. In a little bit of trouble. On 9 and 10. It's like every U15 match has been close throughout as well. Tulare gets a break for I Don't Know. Again, this is Natalie Kent. You mentioned Tommy Burns. Andrew Klein is in the leadoff position. And Victoria Verano rounding out the lineup here as Natalie misses a spare. Also on the team for I Don't Know, Kelton Blue and Donovan Klein. Chesapeake Bay now with 4 in a row.
I think they averaged about 230 today.
Wow.
For their games. Yeah. Undefeated.
Should have had you down scoping the lanes, which you did. Should have been reporting back. That's good information right there, as I haven't been able to, of course, see every match. So that says something. And probably why they're undefeated.
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying to one of the parents.
But Trust the Process with an opportunity really to kind of take control. But they're leaving an opportunity available for Mel's All-Stars. That's got appeal. It's going to get some luck. Oh, he slapped it out too. Nice job, William.
Got to take advantage of those.
Ends up being very good count there. And the 7th. I know he didn't like it. Nice shot there from Joseph. haven't seen Trust the Process really have too much trouble throughout. As Daniel Robertson with the split. Good spare there for Joseph. And all of a sudden, Mel's All-Stars had a chance to take the early lead in this match. I'm curious, of course, when you watch a lot of youth events, you tend to see a few more two-handed bowlers, of course. Have you at all ever experimented in practice throwing it with two hands?
I have tried it, but let's just say it didn't go down very well, and I decided to stick to what I do.
I mean, you are very good at what you do. So let's
Even when I was younger, it was, I mean, I guess two-handed bowling wasn't a big of a thing back then. I used to actually throw the ball back up when I was younger. That was what I used to do. But yeah, not very good at two-handed. And you don't really see many girls that are two-handed.
That is correct. I believe I've seen one. I saw one, I'm not sure if it was last year or this year, at Junior Gold.
Okay. There is one that bowls in college at one of the Florida teams.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout. Micah Voorhees, high flush. That's a big shot. Weisenstein, if she makes the spare, she'll be in the 150s. It's got to hook a tad bit. It does. And I love the fist pump.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if she knew she needed it.
You don't know. But nice job by Coach Melissa Kammerer. Just kind of relaxing her a little bit. Big shot here for Micah. They need it. And there it is. This one not over, though. Weisenstein can get up and strike and shoot 159. Need as many as possible. She'll shoot 156. So that makes it a little bit easier for Micah, but needs solid count. Keep it on the lane. Stay behind the foul line. 7. That'll be enough. So trust the process now. 1 game away from the U12 Northeast title. Meanwhile, on 9 and 10, an open in the frame or in the 10th for Chesapeake Bay, but it didn't cost them anything as they went 225 to 200. They are up 1-0 and now find themselves 1 game away from a national tournament berth. So both undefeated teams take game 1. Interesting first game. I thought that game was higher scoring, but I thought our U12 match was had just a bit more excitement to it.
Yep. Well, both matches could have gone either way.
Right. We are off and running on 9 and 10. Good shot for Tommy. Tommy Burns running out there on lane 10, starting well. That one's got a push. All right, nice spare to start for Chesapeake Bay. Verity, what has been your favorite part after taking in the USA Bowling for the first time? What's been your favorite part this weekend?
Probably watching how intense the kids are. Just how happy they are when they're bowling with their teammates. It's very cool to see how into it they are and how much fun they're having.
Natalie crosses over. Filippo takes care of the spare, first frame. Here is Nick Menendez bowling on lane 9 again. Apologies on the scoreboard. That one is high from Menendez. How about Victoria Morano for a team I don't know, and she leaves a 7-pin. I think Micah is someone we should probably keep an eye on as the years go by.
Definitely, I can see him being a strong force.
Couple two-handed players across our pairs here. One backup, and that is Joseph Moriari. do you think? I feel it can be a little interesting when you try to make a few moves, but looks like on lane 8, for example, lane started to have certainly been broken down, but like a clear defined hook spot there. If you were kind of coaching the players, and especially now in a situation where you are a coach of collegiate players, not this level, of course, but how do you approach helping the players and kind of suggesting moves and those kind of things?
I'd kind of speak to them and see how they feel. Obviously, these guys are very young, so you want to feel if they thought they made a good shot or whether they didn't. Obviously, if the lanes are hooking, then you're just going to move them a little bit left and try to get them to use that hook spot to their advantage so they can throw it there and the ball's going to come back.
Boy, team, I don't know. Coming out and not messing around. Down by a game. They have gone 3-bagger, 9-spare, 9-spare strike.
I have noticed lane 10 seems to be the highest scoring than lane 9 out of all of the matches so far.
Interesting observation, and that's why your analysis is in this booth. I just talk about who's bowling. You tell us why it's happened. Natalie Kent and a 2-4-5 there. That's online. Got to get some help.
Like he didn't quite hit it.
Yep. And the bucket +1.
All teams staying clean right now.
Good shot there from Brianna Mester. Takes care of the spare. And a 2-8 combination, or 2-8, excuse me, on lane 9. James Bennett, big spare there for Natalie. So 138 in the 6th frame. Spare in the 7th for team I don't know. That's just such a tough spare. The bucket is tough in general, but gets everything but the 5. And now an open frame. So the Verity Crawley jinx.
That was a jinx. I shouldn't have said anything.
That's online. It's going to push a little bit, and it does. It's a good shot there from Micah. Here is Joseph. How about that? Joseph lets it go. Of course, he leaves out of the screen, but he may have missed his reaction, but it certainly was priceless. Shot Mendez, and now Joseph Dominguez right through the nose. Golden opportunity for Mel's All-Star lanes. Here is William. Gave it a little extra juice. And bucket there on the double. To Lara Johnson for Chesapeake Bay on lane 9. She leaves the 4-7. Chesapeake Bay, if the spare is made, they will have 114 in the 6th. On a spare, Victoria Morano kicks the 10 out. Now 158 in the 7th on the strike for team I don't know. And they will be looking at 248 max. Well, Daniel Robertson leaves a flat 10. Well, trust the process. Getting down to the final frames here. Again, a win, and they will be on to the USA Bowling National Championship Tournament this summer in Dallas. They got a little bit of work to do, but this is important spare for Brianna Mester, and she has been solid. That's a big spare in the 9th frame. Let's see. Looks like it's that 178 max there for Trust the Process on lane 8. So Mel's All-Star lanes in the driver's seat. Big shot there for Tommy. That's one. All right, excuse me, 188. Here is Ashley. She's been solid. That looks pretty good. Ugh. And a fast 8. That was a really good shot. Meanwhile, team I don't know. Strike, first shot in the 10th. They are in the 2 teens. Voorhees.
Oh, he gets it. I love his reactions.
He is a pretty awesome dude. Very important spare here for Ashley. It's online. It's going to hook, and she'll take care of the 4-7. Strike will give them 184. Micah doubled in the 10th last game. A double here may send them to the national tournament. Here it is. And a flat 10. It was a solid shot. Now Weinstein. All right, good count. How about Ashley Weinstein there? Getting the job done in the 10th frame. I know that's got to make you proud, seeing the young lady in that particular situation. I'm seeing PWBA future.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, especially at that young and being put in such a pressure situation. Hopefully all of these ladies know that they have the opportunity now to compete in the PWBA Tour.
And over on 9 and 10. It'll be a good game. I heard clean game thrown out. That is indeed the case. They'll be in the 190, speaking of Chesapeake Bay. So both matches now 1-1. As team I don't know shoots 218 to send it to game 3 here, match number 1. And a potential for both, if necessary, matches coming up. All right, John there taking the field shot for Chesapeake Bay. 218, 189. Over on 7 and 8. High flush for Micah. That 9-pin was not wanting to fall.
Good double to start with, though.
Joseph has come up high a little bit. This time he crosses over. Leaves something makeable. Team switch lanes on 9 and 10. Let's see if Ashley can give the spare a run. She does get the count. Again, bowling in the anchor position and came up clutch for her team here in game number 2. Joined by Verity Crawley, PWA standout on behalf of Columbia 300. My name is Emil Williams Jr. watching USA Bowling, the Northeast Regional. It is the championship finals for U12 and U15. U12 on the left, U15 on the right. Right now, both matches are 1-1. Even, first to 2. It is a double elimination format. Chesapeake Bay will need to win this match to move on to the tournament. That is our U15 undefeated squad. Trust the process on lane 7. That's the undefeated team in U12. And of course, Mel's All-Stars trying to win to force another match. Same with team I don't know in U15. Team I don't know off to a good start. They've got 3 in a row. And a 7-pin for Victoria Morano. Eisenstein. She was not happy about leaving that.
She wasn't. I wouldn't be either.
That was a pretty good shot. Micah's going to take his time, comes back, wipes his hand, gets some rosin down, takes the towel. He wants to make sure he's ready to go. Good 10-pin for Ashley. And then comes back and immediately gets everyone fired up. And another 10-pin there for Micah Voorhees. Scoreboard look for Team I Don't Know. 3-bagger, 9 spare, and 9 spare. We are through 5 for Team I Don't Know. Chesapeake Bay, 9 spare strike, open, and a 9 spare in the 4th. Back up on the 10-pin, and Micah misses that one. Now Joseph, he is a backup bowler and goes cross lane at a 7-pin.
Very impressive.
Wow. I tell you what, these kids can do a lot of things I cannot. And that's just being honest with you.
It's probably because they practice.
That is, when you hit the nail right on the head, that's a lesson for everyone. Yes, practice generally gets the job done. At least it certainly helps. As Verity mentioned, I heard a little practice question, if I'm not mistaken. Your key yesterday was obviously practice. Be focused, though, when you practice.
Yeah, I was telling them to make sure that they don't just bowl league and they actually have a couple of practice sessions aside from the league to make sure that, you know, they're focused in their practice and they kind of have a plan for what they're going to do. And I did mention about how important drills are, especially at this young age, just to make sure the fundamentals of the game are right. This is when your muscle memory is going to actually remember what you tell it to, and it's a lot easier to make changes at a young age than when you're a lot older.
I can attest to that. All right, good shot there from Daniel. First open frame. Natalie takes the count. So 146 for Team I Don't Know on lane 9 in the 7th frame. A frame ahead of their counterpart, Chesapeake Bay. Again, both matches knotted at 1 game apiece. And an open frame in the 6th for Chesapeake Bay. Thank you. Okay, Mel's All-Stars, they are in the 10th. Ashley with a 2-pin to deal with. Micah again in the situation to help his team.
He's definitely not happy.
It's a big spare here for Ashley just to ensure. And that spare will do it. So Mel's All-Stars, they take match number 1, and we will go to the if necessary or the winner take all match between these two teams. It will happen here on 7 and 8. All right, on lanes 9 and 10 now. Team I Don't Know. They had back-to-back opens. Make it 3 in a row. A great shot on the washout attempt. And now the best they can do is shoot 194. Could still shut out Chesapeake Bay here. James Bennett. And a 4-pin in the 9th frame. Official score here, 187 to 169. So 7 and 8. Mel's All-Star Lanes taking it to another match. The if necessary. Can Team I Don't Know do the same? That's one for Tommy Burns. Bennett takes care of business. All right, best they can do, speaking of Chesapeake Bay, on lane 10 is 182 after that spare in the ninth. Which means, of course, Tommy Burns here. Obviously, if he strikes, it's a done deal. He's looking at 183. A strike would certainly do it. And Team I Don't Know forcing also the if necessary match.
Making it interesting.
So we will do this again, folks. Both matches going to the deciding match, winner take all, in both U12 and U15. Pretty darn impressive, although I just got the quick feeling that that was like only the second game, but I think it was game 3. We know the situation certainly was on 7 and 8, and I'm pretty confident as Menendez will try to finish things out strong. So they're going to stay on the same pair, so kind of important to, from a coaching standpoint, obviously now.
You already know the lane,
exactly.
So it makes it so much easier having to change pair and deal with differences. You just still have to be aware of the transition. Obviously, you'll be moving back onto a lane that 5 bowlers have already bowled on. So. But it's good. It makes it a little bit easier when you're on the same pair.
Important for, of course, always to keep in mind that these certainly are young athletes, and but I think for every athlete, no matter the age, we've seen a lot of these great athletes able to kind of perform in the clutch. And you've got to be able to manage the emotions as well. Such a lot going on, a lot on the line for all 4 teams. This is certainly fun to watch, and we are not done. All right, Zach Barton down in the settee area, talking with coaches and players, getting them situated before we begin things here. So we'll have a few moments to spare. See if we have any questions in the chat. I'm a little shocked. I'll see if I can come up with a good question for Verity Crawley here.
Maybe I'll come up with one for you too.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see.
What's your favorite tournament you ever bowled?
Favorite tournament I've ever bowled? That's a tough one. Wow. Favorite tournament I've ever bowled. I'm about to go with the 2005 Intercollegiate Team Championships. That was very memorable.
That's a good one. A long time ago.
It wasn't a long time ago. Wow. We're going there.
Not
okay.
that I'm saying you're old or anything. I'm just saying it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. We'll go with that event. I happened to be on the squad that won the national title, so I'm going to go with that event. If I had to pick a second, I would have to go with I think just junior gold, I would say in general. I bowled it 2 years, and obviously there's nothing like that event. It is quite the spectacle, and even like something like this where USA Bowling is here with you, and You get to meet a lot of people maybe that you didn't know and become friends with people that you're still friends with. And so that happened at Junior Gold. So I would say Junior Gold would be my second choice.
Nice.
I will ask you that same question as we begin on 7 and 8.
Where did you finish? Let me ask that first. Where did you finish at Junior Gold?
I was top 70 both years. I bowled. I think top 80. I think it was like 77th and like 72nd, something like that. I think I was in the top 10 after the first 2 rounds.
Then what happened?
Well, I forgot how to bowl on a short pattern.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
I was asked that question yesterday, actually, in the Q&A, and I said that my favorite was the European Youth Championships, 2012 in Aalborg.
You shot 300 there, didn't you?
How do you know that?
Well, that's my job to know those kind of things.
I guess, but yeah, I did shoot 300 there. That was only the second one that had ever been done in the event. Won a few medals. And then my second favorite would be back in 2007. I went to Vienna and bowled what was called the World Games at the time. It was my first international event, so I have a lot of memories of that event, and it was a lot of fun. And I finished second as well, so that always helps.
All right, if you can't tell, we are underway in our winner-take-all matches here, 7 and 8. This is our U12 division. Mel's All-Star Lanes in the blue shirts. They defeated Trust the Process in the first match to take it to a deciding match. And on 9 and 10, Team I Don't Know in the left lane. Black shirts representing DKJ Pro Shop. They defeated Chesapeake Bay 2-1.
Thanks.
2-1 to force the deciding match here. So again, winner take all across the board here. We have a question for you, Verity, and we will get to it right after. 2 shots. First from Nick at Chesapeake Bay. The open frame there for Tommy on lane 8. Frank Wilkinson has brought us some, I don't know what they are.
Is that like a cannoli?
That's what my guess would have been,
With
but
like
I don't want to disrespect
apricot, maybe?
the delicatessen
Looks
that
yummy.
has been provided to us. Okay, question from Jenna Henderson. She asks, what is it like working with SCAD, of course, Savannah College of Art and Design as an assistant coach, and how is it going so far?
It's good. I like it a lot. I've been to 3 tournaments with the team. The first 2 I coached the men, and then the last one I coached the women. They're currently on Christmas break, so I'm not working with them. But they're a very good team. It's a very new team. This is only their 2nd year. But they listen well, they're very coachable. We have some very good players. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Obviously, it's very different for me going from actually bowling in college to now being on the other side of it and coaching. And it definitely makes me want to be back bowling. But I really enjoy helping the kids and seeing them do well.
I had a follow-up question to that, but I forgot it. Maybe
you'll remember it later.
Maybe.
Might be too late.
Good shot there from Joseph Dominguez. Joseph's favorite bowler is Sean Rash. Well, maybe I haven't seen anyone, and I didn't go through them all, but I haven't seen anyone that said their favorite bowler was Verity Crawley. So it looks like you've got some work to do. You've got some work to do. Big shot there on lane 10. How about that spare? That was not easy. The 3-9-10 is not a joke. Well, we saw generally in match play and these types of matches, depending on the format, but especially when it's a race to win 2 games, the team who wins game 1 certainly has the advantage, and more times than not, I don't know the stats, but come out on top, I imagine. But that was not the case previously.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I see a lot of the times where you win the first game, but then I think you think that you've already won, so that second game just kind of goes downhill sometimes. You wouldn't think it would be like that. I don't know if it's a mindset of the players or what it is, or whether the other team just steps up even more because they know that, you know, it's their last chance.
Okay, my man Andrew, big shots. That's a big double for a team I don't know. Chesapeake Bay, the strikers struggling a little bit here. Someone mentioned in the chat room that the kids may be getting a little tired. It's possible. But the good thing about the Baker format, in a sense, you know, it's obviously certainly different from team games where there's certainly less frames. So you kind of cut the amount of games in half, as Ashley Weisenstein puts another one on the board.
She's been very clutch in the 10th frame.
She
very
has.
Clutch.
It's given her team several opportunities and has come through several times as well. Best they can do is shoot 169. Trust the process will need just 4 pins if Ashley were to strike out. And now officially game 1 to trust the process. Meanwhile on 9 and 10. Team I don't know with Tommy Burns anchoring the squad. He's got 1 in the 10th. They're on a 3-bagger, 127 in the 7th.
He throws it good.
He does.
He'll definitely be one to watch in the future. And now.
Looking at 217. Meanwhile, Chesapeake Bay can get to 208. And obviously that will not be enough as they leave a 3-6-10. So team I don't know and trust the process out to the early leads here. So 1 game. Someone commenting, hey, it's Frank Wilkinson. Well, Frank has answered our own question about
New York's finest cannoli.
what the wonderful delicatessen was that was placed in front of us. I got to be honest, I don't think I've ever had a cannoli.
I don't think I have either.
And so what's going to happen is I can't eat it now. But I almost feel like we should just to taste it and on air. But we also want to save the fact that just in case, I don't want to hurt Frank. He's my guy. USBC president. We're at his place. And so for the very small reason that I may not happen to like it, which I doubt that will happen.
But either way, he's going to ask you. So
He
he's
is
going to find out.
And I'm going to be truthful with him. I mean, that's my guy. So I'm going to be straight up. But now I kind of don't want to look at it without eating it. So
I know. I really want to try
I think
it.
we should.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like I'm going to make a mess, though.
That also, well, he did give, let's split the paper towels here. Nice shot there for Brianna to start things. And Mel's All-Stars trailing 1-0, 217 to 188. Team I don't know with the early victory over Chesapeake Bay. There is Ashley. Wow, what a shot, big double. All right,
Okay.
we'll take a brief momentary break and try a quick cannoli. Apologize for that. Just tasted a cannoli for the first time live on the air on Bowl TV. Verity did the same. Verity's taking her time to clean up.
Literally got it everywhere.
But it was fantastic. That's very good. I'm looking forward to taking care of the rest of that once we get done with our matches here. Thank you to Frank Wilkinson. See what happens when you're on Bowl TV?
I know. I might start being here more often.
I've had some cool stories, although we did not ask for the cannoli, so that was a great
You
gesture.
just arrived. Nice surprise.
From Frank, so thank you very much, sir. All right, early open for Team I Don't Know. And we are clean through 4 frames here on 7 and 8 from both teams. Just a 2-pin match here, and it's in the favor of Trust the Process. Again, if you are just joining us, this is the USA Bowling Northeast Regional. My name is Emil Williams Jr., joined by PWBA standout Verity Crawley. She is here representing Columbia 300 here at USA Bowling. She has been around all weekend signing autographs, taking some photos, interacting with all of the young athletes and their parents and coaches as well. She's giving away a couple bowling balls and tried her first cannoli.
And it's my first real time in New York, apart from bowling the Rochester stop and being at the airport.
There's a lot of firsts here for Miss Crawley. That's a very good shot there from Chalera Johnson. And she leaves the 6-8. Meanwhile, Team I Don't Know, a couple of opens in a row. Can Victoria Morano stop that? She can with a strike.
Yeah, she'd had trouble getting the 7 out before, but managed to get a strike this time.
All right, Micah takes care of the spare. That was the 6-10. He throws a backup at it. He had missed a couple 10 pins earlier, so just calmed himself and made sure he took care of business. First open frame in the 5th for Mel's All-Star Lanes. They're trying to stave off elimination. And the chop there for Ashley. So back-to-back opens here for Mel's. And now Trust the Process trying to take advantage here. Burns. Wow. Throws such a powerful strike ball. And Joseph comes right back, helping his team out. A big strike in the 7th frame. Nate Trottler out there leaving the 4-7. Our guy Nick is back. Hey, Nick. Hope your weekend is well. Hope your Sunday is off to a good start. Tin pin there for William. That's a big spare. Getting down into this match here. You can Trust the Process with a 1-game lead. .191 the max score now for Mel's All-Star Lanes. Daniel Robertson. Uh-oh. It does not go. But the whole team was just ready to scream with all of their might and excitement. Brianna Mester, can she keep Mel's afloat here? And that's a tough spare, even the 310. All right, Chesapeake Bay just completing frame 5. They have 65 in the 4th. Working on a spare in the 5th. Big spare there for Mester. This one not over yet.
They're a little bit further behind the other team as well. Time to catch up.
Come on, Tommy. Love that. I do. All right. That's a good shot there from Nick. Mendez now. Starting the back end of this game. Ashley Weisenstein. Hey, making sure, hey, we're still here.
Never over until the last ball is thrown.
That is correct. Meanwhile, Victoria Morano in the 8th. Big shot coming up here for Talera Johnson. And the 7-pin remains. 128 in the 7th frame and 128 in the 7th for team I Don't Know. Victoria working on the 2-8. All right, they've got 173 in the books at the moment. Miss spare there for Talera. Morano misses her 2-8. And now the two teams trading opens. But again, Chesapeake Bay a frame behind. Voorhees leaves 9. And that'll do it. Congratulations to Trust the Process, the U12 winner here, the Northeast Regional. They will move on to the USA Bowling National Championships, presented by Sixlet's Chocolatey Candies in July. But just a fantastic tournament from Mel's All-Stars. Again, Ashley Weisenstein was just spectacular in the anchor position. William Cohenkamp, Brianna Mester, and Joseph Onieri. Nicely done, but again, congrats to Trust the Process. Now one more match to make final. And it is on lanes 9 and 10. Team I Don't Know. They won game 1, right? They are in the 10th frame. There's a 4-pin up for Tommy Burns. Quick fill shot here for Sydney Bone. Now Sydney takes care of the spare. Bone gets the final shot of the 201 to 180 victory. And Menendez with the open, or excuse me, the split in the 10th. Not an open frame yet, but with that, the best they can do is shoot 169. Burns just has to get some pins. He didn't like it. He comes back to his team. And I think he kind of realizes what just took place. 174 on the scoreboard for team I Don't Know. Menendez does not convert. They shoot 158, and team I Don't Know staving off elimination a few times in the contenders bracket. The team of Tommy Burns, Andrew Klein, Natalie Kent, Kelton Blue, Victoria Verano, and Donovan Klein will move on to the USA Bowling National Championships presented by Sixlet's Chocolatey Candies. It will take place in July in Dallas. How about that? That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
Congratulations to all the teams involved and all of those who participated. Big shout out to Chesapeake Bay, of course, as well. They were the undefeated squad. Unfortunately, falling to team I Don't Know in back-to-back matches, Tavera Johnson, John Banfield, James Bennett, Nick Menendez, and Nate Trentler. Well, we will keep it locked right here for you folks. We will kind of get some video, if we can, of the trophy and the medal presentation, of which Verity Crawley will play an important role. But before she leaves, I would like to say thank you for joining us this weekend and for answering some questions throughout the chat. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me, and thanks everyone for watching and asking the questions.
And fantastic cannoli. Your final thoughts on the cannoli. We didn't get that before you go.
It's okay. I taste a lot of cinnamon.
Okay.
And I'm not a cinnamon fan, but I need to have another bite. Well, one bite doesn't just do it.
No,
so.
you're correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. I enjoyed mine. I'm going to finish it. So video coming up, so we'll let Verity go. Big thanks to Verity again. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We will see Verity, of course, at the PWBA Tour. She will go down and help present the awards. All right, folks, you see our camera set up right then and there. Thank you to everyone who has been watching Feeding Frenzy. We appreciate you tuning in as always, Nicholas. Good luck the rest of the way this season, and on the lanes and off the lanes. Again, we'll keep it locked here. I'll be with you until the conclusion, at least, of the medal presentation. If you have any lasting questions in regards to USA Bowling, we're happy to answer a couple, but check the USA Bowling standings, or excuse me, results, information, and everything you need to know at bowl.com/USA Bowling. What an event. What a tournament. I tell you, match play does wonders for kids. Bowling, sports, athletics does wonders for kids. Their confidence levels, their skill levels. Pretty cool to watch. You see a lot of photos being taken. There is Verity Crawley with proprietor and USBC president Frank Wilkinson. He is the proprietor, here of Rabs Country Lanes.
These kids are the future of bowling and showed their dedication during competition. Let's give them all another round of applause. Now, if you will please direct your attention to lanes 9 and 10. Our special guest, Verity Crawley, is accompanied by USBC President Frank Wilkinson to present our awards. Finishing in 3rd place in our U12 division, we have Strikes and Spares. And let's hear it again for our 3rd place U12 team, Strikes and Spares.
I'll ask Jeremy.
And finishing in 3rd place in our U15 division, let's hear it for High Tour Lanes.
To send it to me, because you didn't get it. I just got it. I don't know if I got one. Yeah. Whatever you get, just send me pictures. Thank you. My dad's gonna drop us off. He's like, I gotta pick you up too. Well, I'll take an Uber home. I don't give a shit.
And let's hear it one more time for our 3rd place U15 team, High Tour Lanes. Our tournament runner-up in the U12 division, let's hear it for Mel's All-Stars.
Right, there's Mel's All-Stars getting their award, just how high tour lanes. Really impressed with Ashley Weisenstein. If I'm around to still be involved with the Professional Women's Bowling Association, and don't remember, let's see, Ashley is 10 years old, showing that type of grasp on the game, on the sport, that type of intensity, and certainly able to be clutch as well. Hopefully in 12 more years, we'll see her at the professional level, following a awesome collegiate career, along with Joseph Griari, Brianna Mester as well. She was also clutch, as well as William Cohenkamp. You kind of fall in love with some of the teams. And Mel's All-Star Lanes was pretty solid. Here is Chesapeake Bay, the runner-up in the U15 division. Pictures being taken.
And let's hear it one more time for our U15 tournament runner-up, the Chesapeake Bay Chesapeake Bay Strikers. And representing the Northeast region
All right,
at the
U12.
2018 USA Bowling National Championships presented by Sixlets. Our U12 regional champions.
U12 regional champion. Hashtag Team Trust the Process. Again, the team members for hashtag Trust the Process: Jake Diaz, Joseph Dominguez, Tommy Sanfilippo, Daniel Robertson, Micah Voorhees, and Sydney Bone. It's a pretty impressive squad. Unsure who coached them, but he did a heck of a job.
And let's hear it one more time for our U12 regional champions. Hashtag Trust the Process.
Again, congrats to U12 champs. Hashtag Trust the Process. And your U15 winners. Northeast Regional Champions in U15. Team I Don't Know. Coming back from elimination a few times in this event today, to defeat Chesapeake Bay Strikers twice and the finals, to come away with a regional victory, and again to head to the national tournament, the USA Bowling National Championships in Dallas in July of 2018. Team members include Tommy Burns, Andrew Klein, Natalie Kent, Kelton Blue, Victoria Morano, and Donovan Klein.
And let's hear it one more time for our U15 champions, Team I Don't Know.
Sorry, Mick.
Everybody, thank you for joining us this weekend.
I wasn't ignoring your comments. I just didn't have that screen up.
We hope you had a great time.
Appreciate you tuning in.
And we'll see you again at a future event.
My cannoli is fantastic. Hope to see you at an event at some point in the future. If I don't see you first in person, I'll hope to see you watching, of course, still on Bowl TV. Thanks to everyone who has watched this weekend, yesterday, and today. All right, well, that'll do it from us and for us officially. So certainly like to thank everyone involved. Selfies being taken down on the lanes, or excuse me, near at lane 1 and 2, where the USA Bowling booth and everything is set up. We will leave you with that lasting image. All right, I'd like to thank Zach Barton, USA Bowling Tournament Director, along with Jimmy Chanthafong. See, youth does a lot of marketing, design work, and social media, thanks to the entire youth department. Gary Brown, Roger Nordick, Tiffany Guerrero, Andrew Lowy, Brandon Cruz, Amy Drescher, and Brian English. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in. Big thanks to our host, Rabs Country Lanes, the proprietor, Frank Wilkinson. Frank, of course, doubles as the USBC president. I appreciate Frank and all of his great staff, all of the volunteer coaches this week, all of the coaches involved with USA Bowling, parents, and certainly the athletes on a job well done. And we look forward to seeing Trust the Process and Team I Don't Know in the national tournament July of 2018. I'd like to thank all of our guests this week. Verity Crawley came on behalf of Columbia 300. Big thanks to the brands of Ebonite International for all their sponsorship of youth bowling. I'd like to thank Verity. I'd like to thank, again, Frank for joining me this weekend on the air as well. There's a team picture, folks, of the winners. We will leave you with that. So for all involved, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We say so long for now, and until next time we see you. Hope you have a fantastic week. If I don't talk to you before the new year, 2017 ends, we wish you a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, happy holidays in general, and have a great new year. And we'll see you on the other side of 2018. Have a great day, folks. Let's see. Looks like we'll have one more. We'll give you another angle of that as well. Trophies and pictures galore, and that's exactly how it should be. All right, nonetheless, just realize, hey, next event that we'll be streaming on Bowl TV will be the Team USA Trials, USBC Team USA Trials that will take place January 2nd through the 7th in Las Vegas. So be sure to be on the lookout for that on Bowl TV, and there'll be more USA Bowling live streaming in the future, so be on the lookout for that. Be sure to subscribe to Bowl TV if you have not, so you can be notified when we go live and when we schedule events. Again, subscribe, like, and share. Be sure to hit the thumbs up on all of the great content. Now, for the final time, my name is Emil Williams Jr. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in 2018.